Hello everyone, this is Raju dissecting and demonstrating the dura mater with its folds and the sinuses, the venous sinuses. Here we can see, as we know, the three meninges which are located inside the cranial cavity from superficial to deep towards the brain, the dura mater, arachnoid mater and the pia mater, and their thickness increases from pia mater to dura mater. Dura mater is thickest layer, we can say, and the arachnoid mater with its spider like distribution and wherever it is required. So that's how it is named as arachnoid, as we know the name Arachnidae family. Then the pia mater, which is thinnest, we can call it as slender and delicate layer even. And first we speak about the dura mater. Today we are learning in detail about the dural folds and the dural venous sinuses. Dura mater has two functions here. One is to protect the brain as well as to contribute itself for the formation of venous sinuses, which are acting like a draining channel. And just above the dura mater, before removing this skull, would had seen the epidural space, and just below the dura mater the subdural space, and there is a subarachnoid space even as a potential spaces. These three spaces, epidural space, subdural space and the subarachnoid spaces, are the potential spaces. Here we can see the dura mater. After removal of the skull cap, we can see the dural folds first, the falx cerebri, which is clearly seen here, which is a sickle shaped one. It is like a sickle, you can see, which is attached to the crista galli. Then the sickle shape can be appreciated clearly. This is how, in which you can find this the superior. We found this a superior sagittal sinus, and this is the inferior sagittal sinus. The borders, superior border of the falx cerebri consist of superior sagittal sinus, and the inferior border of the falx cerebri consists of the inferior sagittal sinus as well. Here we can see, if you cut the superior sagittal sinus, it is almost like a triangular in shape with its dural folds covering all the sides. Now we can see the second fold is a continuation. Here you can see this one is the tent like expansion bilaterally, both the sides. We can see this is of right side, and here you can see the left side as well. This is called as tentorium cerebelli, as it is covered like a tent over the cerebellum, considered as a tentorium cerebelli is the Latin terminology. Then the borders of this tentorium cerebelli, you can see the posterior border. Here you can see there is a black colored appearance. This is the transverse sinus. Probably we say that superior sagittal sinus is continued as the right transverse sinus. This is called as transverse sinus, and here it is called as the area considered as the confluence of a sinuses. Confluence is the part called as the confluence of sinuses, where you can see the straight sinus, and there will be a great cerebral vein, and there is a continuation just below it. There is a occipital sinus, even occipital sinus. Here would have find the basilar plexus of veins, and here there was the diaphragma cellae. This part is called as a bony part called as sella turcica. Just above it we find the diaphragma cellae. So just beside it you can find the cavernous sinuses. Now we are studying in relation with the sinuses in relation with the dural folds. These are the two cavernous sinuses, right side as well as left side. Now the dural folds can be seen once again. This is a falx cerebri and the tentorium cerebelli, and this one is the falx cerebelli between the two cerebellar hemispheres. The fold is called as a falx cerebelli. This one can be seen clearly, falx cerebelli. And here there was the diaphragma sellae which has been removed now. Now we are able to see the pituitary gland and the optic nerves. This is sella turcica, above which diaphragma sella was there. Now we'll try to locate the dural venous sinuses, starting from the superior sagittal sinus. This is the superior sagittal sinus. From the side you can see it has a black colored one, superior sagittal sinus. And this is one is the inferior sagittal sinus along the inferior border of the falx cerebri. Then here it is the straight sinus, from posterior to anteriorly directed one, straight sinus. Then this one is the occipital sinus. Here there is a basilar venous plexus. Here the possibility to see the superior sagittal sinus and inferior sagittal sinus, transverse sinus, then the straight sinus, the occipital sinus, and the remaining sinuses, paid sinuses also will locate. This is the area where we can get the cavernous sinuses, both the sides, right side as well as the left side, cavernous sinuses. And here we could locate the spinoparietal sinus, Then here, after reflecting this tentorium cerebelli, you could see the superior petrosal sinus. Here we can locate the petrosquamous sinus. Then it's a small line like, after cutting the tentorium cerebelli, we may not be able to see the superior petrosal sinus. Then in the same manner, this is a petrospot of temporal bone, we call it as, just below it. So like a linear appearance, inferior petrosal sinus. Here we can see the right side transverse sinus, then continuation as the sigmoid sinus. It's a S-shaped one. You can see it as a S-shaped one. From here, my forceps has been inserted into the sigmoid sinus. Then it will be continued to the jugular foramen as the internal jugular vein after forming the jugular bulb. Here only you can find the anterior intercavernous sinus and the posterior intercavernous sinus. Anterior and posterior intercavernous sinuses. Here only you can locate even the middle meningeal vein, which is related with the pterion. Middle meningeal vein, which makes an impression over the bone even. Once again we repeat the dural folds, the falx cerebri, then the tentorium cerebelli, which has been reflected, then the falx cerebelli. Here there was a diaphragma sellae. Then the sinuses, the possible sinuses to see, the superior sagittal sinus. Then it will be continued as a right transverse sinus. Then the straight sinus. Here we can locate the straight sinus. Then the inferior sagittal sinus. Then the spinoparietal sinuses can be located here. Then the superior petrosal sinus at this corner, this border, superior petrosal sinus, and in the same manner you can locate the inferior petrosal sinus here. This side it is clear, left side you can see the inferior petrosal sinus. Then the petrosquamous, spinoparietal has been located here, the petrosquamous. Then the inferior petrosal sinus. Then here you can locate the sigmoid sinus and the intercavernous sinuses. Here you can see the anterior intercavernous and the posterior intercavernous sinuses, and here you can locate the middle meningeal vein even. So this is about the dural folds and the dural venous sinuses dissection, and this basic information you can study and refer various dissection atlases. Thank you very much.